Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and in this video I want to answer a question somebody sent me on, well, I answered the question. I'll just do it publicly because the guy sent me a decent question about tactical training, training of law enforcement, etc., training of police internationally, security forces internationally. And he came up with some good points. The guy's professional enough, so I appreciate him asking me for my opinion. Over the years, I've provided training courses in quite a few different places to a wide variety of clientele, to put it simply. And one of the main things I think people don't understand, or people lack with training courses when they're providing them to people from different countries and different cultures, is they don't adapt their training programs to the culture of the people that they're dealing with. And I've done something recently bashing government training teams, and this is especially applicable for that type of thing. You cannot expect to take a training program that's meant to be geared towards Americans, American law enforcement, American military, and then push it off exactly as it was written and exactly as it's meant to be in the United States off onto, let's say, people from Africa. Why? And I'm not bashing the Africans, it's just a completely different culture and a completely different mindset. I'm not being racist, I'm being honest, and anybody with any experience will understand this. I bumped into some Brits a while back that had done some stuff in Africa, and they were saying, they were laughing, and again, to me, this sums up their ignorance. They were laughing because the guys they were training in West Africa, they couldn't do press-ups. They'd never done press-ups. And to me, it's like, my response was, why do people from that area of Africa, why would they want to do press-ups? They're not interested in playing sport. If you asked them to go and plow a field or do something practical, which meant they could eat and earn money, they could most probably do it. They don't have the time to do press-ups. They don't have that luxury. So this is where you have to understand the cultures that you're delivering the training courses to, and the courses have to be adapted to those cultures and those environments. To do a carte blanche American, European training program for even in the Middle East, even in, again, Middle East, Africa, etc. I've never dealt in Asia, Latin America as well. You cannot push off the exact templates and expect to have the same results you would in Europe and US if you're dealing in other places. You have to understand the cultures. And one thing I always done, is, again, before we start running things, is sit down and look at the people we're dealing with, assess the people we're dealing with, and say, okay, what do they like, what they don't like? To some extent, I like to give people what they don't like, because we want to take people out of their comfort zones. People learn more when they're taken out of their comfort zones. They remember more. And again, in a lot of places these days, still Latin America, Africa, Middle East, the training courses, if they're too woke, the people won't appreciate them. They want hard training. They want hard physical training. And again, you can get away with the odd kick and slap because that's the easiest way to discipline people. I think if you look at what happened with the French, especially with their supposed training programs, military training programs, etc., in Central Africa, Mali, etc., the reason they were kicked out is because the Africans thought the training was ineffective. It was too woke. I'm sure we're talking about gender issues, etc., etc., instead of going out and teaching them how to go out and kill terrorists and insurgents, which is what people want in a lot of places. They want problems solved. And again, once you're putting together a training program from the commercial world, you have to see what the clients want and work out how you can help them solve their problems and provide them with what they want, because if you don't, you might not get paid. This is why you always take money in advance. You might not get paid, and you definitely won't be asked back. So that's something. So to summarize on that, with training courses internationally, they need to be adapted to the people you're dealing with. They need to be adapted to the culture you're dealing with. You need to understand the culture you're dealing with. If you're going in with a colonial imperialist mentality of we know everything, you do things our way, you know what, you might get a job, but you're not going to get lots of jobs. So just my opinion, and my opinion on how we do things, and it's worked for us in the past. I'm sure it will work for us in the future. You have to understand people, you have to respect people, respect their cultures, respect them. Once you respect them, in a lot of places you can train people hard because they know you're training them hard for their benefit, and you're not just messing them around to disrespect them. You're not just making them do press ups because you think it's funny they don't know how to do press ups. Anyway, in the meantime, follow me along on social media. I've got more of these videos up. I like X, formerly known as Twitter, and also LinkedIn. So follow me along on social media. More of these videos up. I've got an array of books up on Amazon that talks about various aspects of the security, close protection business, etc. I'm working on, there's a couple more books being worked on, one specifically to do with counterinsurgency for law enforcement, which should be up in the next few months when I get time. So in the meantime, if you have any relevant questions, and if you want to chat about serious topics, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk about serious topics and answer serious questions. In the meantime, as always, be good, stay safe, and stay out of trouble.